This is the 2026 Honda Ridgeline TrailSport, and it is a great mid-size truck option. Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're at Holmes Honda to go over the details on this ash green with black interior Ridgeline and give you all of the details. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. If you like this ash green exterior color, you're gonna have to go with the TrailSport trim level because that is the only place where it is available. When you go TrailSport, you're going to find things such as your TrailSport badging, and even though I can't show it to you, there is the oil pan protector. You've got the interior orange lighting. We're going to have LED lighting here. These things are not exclusive to this trim level, but LED daytime running lights, LED headlights, and we're also going to have LED fog lights down here on the lower portion of the bumper. And we'll have our turn signal indicators right here. Now, we're going to have the gray finish with the grille. As far as this particular model goes, I think that accents the exterior color nicely. A gloss black brow is going to make its way all the way across the front end right here. And when we work our way back down here to the bottom, I do like the matte finish. That's going to help hold up better over the course of time as far as showing wear and tear. And you can definitely see right here that we have the nice large active air curtains. That's going to help you out with your gas mileage. You can see the daylight coming through there. Now, no matter what trim level you go with when it comes to the Ridgeline, they're all all-wheel drive. In this case, we're going to have the 18-inch wheels. Again, going to have that gray finish, something that's a little bit different. I think it works well for those who maybe don't like the gloss black. And when it comes to your side view mirrors, everything is here. First of all, turn signal indicators. They're heated, they're power adjustable. They're going to have blind spot monitoring, not built into the side view mirrors. I should correct myself on that. That's actually built into the inside of the door. But one other thing here, besides being heated and power adjustable, they're also power folding. So there is a feature that I know a lot of you are interested in. Here is your remote. Lock, unlock, remote start. You're going to have the panic button on there. And real quick, let me show you where that button is on the remote. It's going to be on the back right here, and you can do that and pull the key out, and then your key is inserted right there. That way, if your remote dies or whatever the situation is, you still have a way to get into your truck. If the remote battery dies, something along those lines. And we're going to work our way back here to the rear. You'll have the power sliding rear window. A very nice look. Something that Honda did in just the last couple of years was had the Ridgeline name stamped into the tailgate, and one more of these TrailSport logos. Now, these trucks will tow up to 5,000 pounds, and when it comes to your bed, you have the tailgate here that works a couple of different ways. You have your conventional opening position like that, but if you go right here in this area and reach under there, you're going to feel a release that allows you to open it this way. Now, that does mean that it's easier to gain access to your space back here. Your payload on the TrailSport trim level is 1,521 pounds. That's going to vary a little bit from one trim level to the next. But the thing I really like here is your bed trunk. Now, that is lockable if you need to lock that. Your spare tire is here. If you need to get to that, there are some tray bolts that you can spin off on each side, and then you can bring that back here and gain access to your spare tire. But ultimately what you have right here, not only could you use this for just basic storage, you can have dividers and fill this area with ice or just keep the dividers out, but one way or another you can have a bunch of snacks and drinks and everything iced down back here. And right here underneath, get this up out of the way, there's what you're going to have, the drain plug. You can use that to drain the water once that's all melted down. So some really nice features going on back here as far as that goes, something that's different from any other truck on the market. Drop that back into place and we'll close that. Now, you're going to have your tie downs, a couple in the front and a couple here in the rear, as you can see. And right over here, while we're on it, let me open this up and show you the storage space right here. So a little bit of space as far as that goes, depending on if you need to use that or not. You want to keep something concealed right there, you can do that. Under the hood is the naturally aspirated 3.5 liter V6. Now, this is not the dual overhead cam that you have in the Passport, but it does make 280 horsepower, 262 pounds-feet of torque, and it's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Top speed is a governed 111 miles per hour, and its 0 to 60 is about 6 seconds flat. That's actually not too bad considering what it is. Now we'll work our way over here to the window sticker. I don't know that you can see it, so I'm just going to give you the numbers real quick. We're looking at 18 city, 23 highway, 20 combined, and 5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. To gain access to your 18.5 gallon gas tank, we've got a button right here on the driver's side door panel. We're going to push that, and then you can come back here and fill up. You're going to have capless fuel fill, and your potential driving distance on a single tank of gas, 351 miles in the city, 449 miles on the highway, and 390 miles combined. Let's talk about what your backseat passengers are going to find. We'll start with the door panel. So we're going to have a nice, comfortable armrest, plenty of space there, and at the front of that, a little bit of storage and a cup holder. The only thing missing here with these doors is the lack of a door bin. But with that cup holder up there, well, to some degree, that makes up for it. And we'll work our way here into the interior. And on both sides, we can raise the seat cushions up. I'm just going to do it here on one side. You can actually lock that in place. That makes things nice and easy. Then we can bring that back down. Now, depending on where the front seats are located, the seat backs, well, there can be a decent amount of space and maybe not so much leg space. I'm still pretty comfortable back here. Have a decent amount of headroom. Somebody over 6 feet tall could sit back here if they wanted to, and it would not be a problem. Rear seat pockets on the back of each seat. We also have our rear air conditioning vents, and right down here we're going to have a 12-volt power outlet. Now, there are no USB ports, but you could get an adapter for the 12-volt power outlet to make up for that. Something that I do think is noteworthy is the design of the fold-down armrest with the cup holders built in. You're going to have these vertical cup holders with a little bit of storage behind, and the good thing about that is the armrest space is going to be available in its entirety no matter what. That's something I would like to see more automakers have incorporated into the armrest in the second row. How about the sticker price? $47,745 at Holmes Honda. Remember, that link is down in the description of the video if you want to know more. Check out the sunroof right here. Now, it's not panoramic, but it is here. You have the manual shade, and it will tilt and slide open. We're going to close that back up and look at our upper console, and you can see the controls for the sunroof right there. You've got your lights, and you also have something here that I seem to see disappearing from a lot of vehicles these days, and that is a sunglass holder. So very pleased to see that sitting there. And let's go over here to the driver's side door panel. Quite a bit to talk about here. You've got your lock and unlock. You can lock the windows. One touch down, one touch up for your front windows. You're gonna have to hold the buttons down for the rear windows. Seat memory on the driver's side, 2 different settings. And right here is everything for your power folding side view mirrors. You can hit the button right here to make that happen, and you can also adjust the position. To go into Econ mode, you can push the button right here, and then you can see some of your safety features down there, such as traction control and other things. We're also going to have the release right there for the steering wheel to be adjusted tilt and telescopically. And you can see everything for your heated steering wheel here. We've got our cruise control settings right here. You do have adaptive cruise control and collision mitigation, road departure mitigation. All of those things are here with Honda Sensing. We have voice commands right here. We can control everything with the radio from the steering wheel. And if we push that home button and use the scroll wheel, we can go through a lot of different information on the driver's display. Depending on what you need to know about, if you want to see that, there you go. It just depends on what it is that you're interested in knowing about or seeing. Shifter paddles on the back of the steering wheel, kind of small, but they're here. And we have the controls for your windshield wipers. Also, everything over here for your headlights. And then right here is the fog light control. And that also turns on your blinkers to let people around you know what you're doing before you do it. I know that's a novel idea for a lot of people. We're moving on to the 9-inch touchscreen. And you've got all of your icons. You can see that you have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, built-in navigation. We can scroll over here one more page and we can go to General Settings. See what we have right there. There are quite a few things you can go through depending on what you need to do, such as sound. You can make adjustments to the display, connections, all of that is going to be there. And then vehicle settings is right here. And you're going to have the graphics that accompany everything you may need to know about as far as this Ridgeline goes. Makes it very simple to do that. Then we hit the back button right there. I'm going to go into reverse. The one thing missing here as far as this model goes is that you don't have the trail cam, all the different camera views that you have on the Pilot and the Passport. But you do have the multi-view rear view camera right here, as you can see. A couple of different views where that's concerned. And over here, that means you have your parking sensors that are going to let you know what's going on in front and behind so you don't hit anything. That wouldn't be good, would it? And down here, we're going to have our dual zone climate control, and we can control everything here for the front settings and the rear from this area. That's going to control temperature and fan speed, all that good stuff. And only heated seats. I would like to see ventilated seats, but that's what we have. Heated seats for the driver and the passenger up here. I'm going to turn that off. We have our wireless charging pad. There is actually room, if this charging pad was moved over just a little bit, and there may even be room with it where it is, for a second wireless charging pad. That might be something to think about for the future, right, Honda? I think that would be a good idea. What does everybody else think about that? Little storage space up here. You can put a phone up there, whatever will fit. A couple of USB ports in this area for connectivity, and another 12-volt power outlet. Now, the one thing that's here that people either love or hate, there's no neutral ground, is going to be right here, and that's the push button shifter. Some people like it, some people don't. You've got drive and sequential mode, depending on what you want to go into right there. And then we also have our drive mode selector right here. We're going to have snow, mud, sand. You also have normal, and I'll run through those real quick just so you can see what's on the driver's display. You have the accompanying graphics that go with all of that. You can take advantage of your all-wheel drive where that is concerned. And we'll come back down here real quick just to show you what's going on. One more thing that is very important, because I know a lot of you like it, some of you don't like it. The auto stop or auto stop start, you can turn that off or back on right there. And the lack of a piano black finish here is a good thing. That gloss black finish that fingerprints up, it looks nice, but boy, is it hard to keep clean. Cup holders will be right here. And we'll also have the orange stitching here, and in the back of my headrest, we'll show that to you on here, the TrailSport logo is going to be there. Now, I do think that should be on the rear headrests the same way that it is on the front. And here is the nice, large, and deep center console, plenty of room within that area. And one more thing to note here, if you haven't looked at a Ridgeline in the last couple of years, you'll notice that there's no armrests built into these seats anymore. That's actually one of the purposes of the lid for this center console. Okay, here we go on our test drive. We'll drive over the railroad tracks. Little bit of noise, but it soaked that up fairly well, at least here in the front seat. That's one thing about the Ridgeline that separates it apart from a lot of other trucks out there on the road, is it does have a pretty good ride quality for what it is. The seats are sure comfortable, and you have tons of room here in the front seat area. I showed you what you have in the back. The front seat obviously going to have more. That's nothing unusual. And with a driver's seat and passenger seat that are both power adjustable and heated, a lot of options there for being comfortable. And the steering wheel being adjustable, that means that the driver can set things up however they want to, where they're happy with their positioning and comfortable for the road trips or whatever the case is, just cruising around town. And with all the headspace I have here, I guarantee if you're 6'3", 6'4", or something like that, you can still sit here. You could lower the seat a little bit if you needed to, and you would be just fine. Adjust the steering wheel accordingly, and it wouldn't be a problem. And even those who are maybe, well, not so tall, around 5 feet tall, you could do the same thing and make this work for you too. Easy to see out of. I like that. I do wish, and hopefully we're going to see a full redesign of the Ridgeline for 2027. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Honda has said nothing about it, so I can't really tell you until we get an official word on that. But one thing I sure would like to see is the addition of all of the different cameras that the TrailSport has, and Blackout Edition, all of that, on other models such as the Passport and the Pilot TrailSport, the Passport TrailSport, offering the trail cam and all those different camera views that we mentioned earlier in the video. It just makes it so much easier, and we'll just have to see what happens. But overall, if you're still looking for a Ridgeline, a truck that has a little bit of space in the bed, if you need to haul something, a nice amount of space here in the interior, easy to learn and use technology, gas pedal and brake pedal are easy to learn and use, and it's all-wheel drive. A lot of advantages there. This is definitely something you need to check out. And there it is, the 2026 Honda Ridgeline TrailSport, a great mid-size truck option. I know there's going to be a lot of people in the comments that say it's not a truck. Some of you say it is. I'm always curious to see those comments. Very entertaining to read. I would like to say a special thanks to my friends at Holmes Honda for loaning me this ash green Ridgeline for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Please be sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.